Good morning, folks. Today is going to be a real goodie. I have been super excited about this one. When I wrote about this in my self-storage newsletter, I was super engaged, super excited by it because I got something out of it as well. By the way, head on over there. That's where all the cool kids are in self-storage, mrselfstorage.com. Put your email address in there and I'll send you an email every single day, a self-storage tip and my daily figures. And we even do a meme a day. Wow. I know you are so lucky. Right. So we're going to talk about my funnel today, the funnel and your website and what percentages go on each part of a funnel. For me, there's three parts of a funnel. Number one, it's visitors to your website. And so that's visitors to your website. You need to get them in top of funnel. I'm going to go into more detail in a minute. But so get people into your website. There's two different ways, but again, we'll get into that in a minute. Number two, what we want to do is get them people to get a quote. So you get them into your website and then we need to funnel them into getting a quote. And then once we're in a quote, we need to funnel, third part of a funnel is to getting them booked. Okay, so number one, we need to get visitors to your website. How do you do it? There's two main ways we do this. There's paid traffic. So Google AdWords, for example, Facebook ads, whatever it may be, there's paid traffic. Or there's organic traffic, SEO, word of mouth, brand recognition, driving past, etc. So there's two main ways of getting people into your website. Ideally, you want a strategy for both and a system how you get both. And you want to make sure you're tracking that as well on a regular basis. How much we're currently building something out where we can see exactly who's the paid traffic and who we're going to tag and when to come on our website. Anyway, that's not for today. This is for another time. Right. The main objective of your website is to get the prospect website visitor to raise their hands and show interest, i.e. to get a quote. A quote. I'm in a rush because I've got a meeting and I've got to get this done. So 20%, so that's 1 in 5 of your website visitors should be getting a quote. If they're not, then your website isn't doing its job good enough. So you need to have a look at your analytics and you need to see how many quotes you are getting compared to how many website visitors you are getting. And then when you have them two data points, we can then work out if your website is good or not. And if it's not good, you need to invest in your website. And the way I look at investing in your website is exactly the same as mentors. It's not a cost, it's an investment. We're going to have a look at our website again because I believe it's not perfect at the minute. There's a lot of messy parts, but it's still performing well. So is it okay to be messy if it's performing well on the data? It's outperforming most self-storage websites. So I don't know is the answer to the question. But could we do better? Could we improve the results? I think we possibly could do. So number one, get visitors to your website, and we do that by paid or organic. Number two, then website visitors, you need to be getting 20% of those to raise their hand and say, hello, I'm interested in what you're selling. Give me a quote. So I put here, for example, last week, it wasn't last week, it was when I wrote this, which was over a month ago, we had 362 website visitors and we got 81 quotes. That's a conversion of 22%. So 22% of our website visitors did a quote. Now, mine could be distorted a lot because of my podcast and newsletter, for example. And so we could be getting people going through the sales funnel and never, ever going to buy, just testing the water and see what we do. We might have them people. But then again, I test loads of people anyway and see what they do, see how they do things differently. So everybody's figures are somewhat distorted. So overall, we had 362 website visitors. Right. So, 362 website visitors and we had 81 quotes. That's a 22% conversion. So that's number one is getting traffic. Number two is getting them to get a quote. Number three, now they've got a quote, your job is to reserve that person, that customer. So I put, now we have 81 quotes for this example to go through the sales process, i.e. callback, text, emails. The only aim of this part of a funnel is to get the prospect to book, to reserve a unit. Last week, we had 20 reservations from our 81 quotes. That's a 25% conversion. It wasn't what we aimed for because we aim for 30% conversion here. And so overall, we had 362 website visitors and 20 reservations. That's a 6% conversion in total. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are listening to this thinking, oh my God, what? I don't get it. But it is so important to know your numbers. And once you know your numbers, then you can make strategic improvements to your website. You can see which part of your website funnel is broken. Are you getting website visitors? Number one. And then website visitors, is it over 20% of them getting a quote? And then, so then, number one, number two, funnel number three is, are you converting at between 25 and 30%? That's the industry standard. And if you're not converting at that level, then you need to look at your sales process. You need to look at your salesmen and women. You need to make sure they're doing it right. Have you mystery shop them? So there's three parts of that funnel. If any one part of that funnel is leaky, has got holes in, then you are missing out on customers. So we need to make sure that all three are humming along brilliantly. I couldn't be more passionate about this, because this is the fundamental part of any business. Is your sales funnel, is the funnel of your website. And if it's just business 101, if you're not doing its job correctly, then we need to know what part is broken. So I put here, to recap, website visitors. Without this, you can't do anything else. Number two, over 20% of your website visitors should be giving you their contact information, i.e. online quote. And that's for people who are, it's different. We're hiding our information, our quotes behind an information wall. For those of you listening from America, that is different to you guys. It doesn't really work here. We're finding it doesn't work here. Some people disagree. It's a bit of a debate at the minute, but yeah, we hide the prices behind an information wall. Number three, over 25% of your quotes should book. There we go. The ultimate aim is for over 5% of your website traffic to be reserving a room. In this example, we've got 362 website visitors and 20 reservations. That's a 6% conversion overall. What is yours? I put boom. This is our very, very simple self-storage playbook. All right, my friends, I've got to go. I've got meetings and I've got to go and see my kids swim. I hope this is helpful and intriguing for people. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.